I want some new face. Okay. So, hello. Hey, this is Ezra Miller. Oh, Jesus, that's offensive. Fucking hell. What the fuck? It's a joke. I'm just doing impressions. Sorry. I like this background, so we got the LED lights. Yeah, I turned them purple. I didn't turn them purple. Someone else did, but I don't give a fuck. Right. So, we're gonna do a movie review on the good old-fashioned webcam. Why is my internet off? There it is. So today or tonight, not until 3 o'clock tomorrow, so I can actually stay up and do some fucking reviews. So today we are gonna do a movie review on the Fablemans, or the Fablemans. You know what I fucking mean, right? Which was written and directed by the one and only Steven Spielberg, or at least I think he wrote it. Did he write it? I don't know. Anyway, so this is actually a 2022 film, but it only came out over here this year, like January. So I seen it the other day with my two friends in IMC. So we're gonna do a review of it. So the plot of the Fablemans is, you got this kid, right, who, as a little kid, he grows up in like the 40s, 50s, whatever. You know, he's close with his two parents. His mom is played by Michelle Williams. His father's played by Paul Dano. You know, and he gets brought to see a movie that involves a train and guns and shit. And at first he's afraid because, like, what's happening, and it's dark and people are afraid. He's like, oh, you're gonna have a big smile when you see it. But ever since he goes to the cinema to see this movie, because this is the very first movie he ever watches, he's just blown away by it. He's blown away by the picture. He's blown away by... Sorry, Netflix on the background. He's blown away by everything in it, and he can't stop thinking about the movie. So, he's Jewish, and he's from, you know, he wants to get something for Hanukkah, and pretty much his mother or whatever, he has a dream, whatever, and it's like, I want a train. So he gets a train and all that, and always wants to make the train crash, but nearly breaks it, and it's like, I need to see it crash, So obviously the parents are kind of copping on shit. He actually might like filmmaking, so the mother in private gets him a camera, and he starts making the train crash and making his own movies. So from a young age he starts filming things as a child. We cut to his teenage years, where pretty much he films. He's a big fan of movies, watches movies, goes to the cinema to see them, hangs out with his friends, talks about girls, but films short films and makes his own movies. Actually treats it like a proper production, gets effects, gets people to act in it, shoots both sides, has certain shooting schedules and days, and it's just his love of making movies, but also his family life and shit that also keeps getting in the way of his hobby, you know. So, like, for example, the mother's mother dies, and the brother comes over, and the father's busy at work, and it's kind of like only sees it as a hobby and not as a job, and it's kind of forcing him to make a movie that he wants him to make about the vacation. They go on vacation. There's drama going on between the mother and father. Seth Rogen is in the film as well, and he plays the Uncle Benny. And her and the mother are having an affair, and he ends up catching them out, and all of this kind of crazy shit happens. Then eventually he goes to school, starts getting bullied, then eventually starts going out with this girl, and they go to prom, and then he gets back at the bully, and just his mother hits him at one point, and all this crazy shit just happens, and it's just the story of his life, and it's autobiographical about how this great director Steven Spielberg made movies and shit like that. So you got that, and it just shows his life, and then eventually shows him working in the film industry at the end, and he meets the famous director John something, played by the one and only David Lynch, who I didn't even know was in this film, by the way, till the end. There's the eye patch. And that's the movie in a nutshell. I wanted to try and just get through the plot quickly so I can just talk about it. So, what did I think of this film? This film is fucking awesome. This film is fucking awesome. I loved it. I loved every second of this movie. Do I have any issues with it actually? Yeah, I do have actually a few issues, but I love this film. Thought that this movie was spectacular. Fuck, where do I begin? It's a long movie, fucking hell. Where do I begin? First of all, I love the main character in this film. His character was really, really likable. You get his passion and stuff, and I love from the get go. So you get these moments where at the start of the movie, he's like, "Come on, you gotta go." It's like, "Okay, yeah, sure, come on, let's go. You ready to get the movie done?" It's like, "Oh yeah, sure, yeah, great." And he has family life at home. It's like, "Yeah, what's going on?" And he has little sisters, and one of the sisters is actually played by the actress that's in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. He's like, "Come on, let's go. You sure about that?" "Yeah, whatever, dude. You gonna make that movie?" "Yeah, screw you. We gotta do this." "Okay, I'm off to work. See you later." It's like, "Bye." "Okay, ready to go?" "Yeah, okay, let's go." And like, the dialogue is real, and you get these brilliant shots. Like, "Hey, I'm gonna go down later," and the shots are just the way the camera moves and the look and the direction is done so well, and has that Spielberg look and feel that all of his movies have. The shiny, crystal clear look, the magical filmmaking feel. So we're walking out, it's like, "Oh god, yeah." So he's there. "So I heard this girl give him a blowjob." Like, "Oh really?" "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, that girl over there, you like her?" He's like, "Yeah." "You want to ask her out?" "No, shut up, man." "Okay, whatever." And you also have Gabriel Bateman in the movie, actually. And for those who don't know, Gabriel Bateman was in the Child's Play remake. He's like, "Yeah, come on, let's go." And then they're cycling, and he gets Stranger Things vibes, and like, "You ready to shoot this movie?" "Yeah, sure." "Oh, that's amazing." "You shut up." It's like, "No, shut up." And they're just having like lad banter, and there's great like, "Hey, how you doing?" And they're filming, and they're running. It's like, "Okay, go on to this movie, please, thank you." And they're in, and it's just the way the camera moves and pans at the fucking cinema. They walk in, they're running. It's like, "Okay, okay, 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 okay." And they're sitting down and watching the film. It's like, "I heard that she likes to give him blowjobs." "Dude, shut up." It's like, "Yeah." "Oh, I heard you like it nice." "Yeah, yeah." And I was like, "Oh god, just shut up." And he starts moving seats, like, "I heard you do it nice," whatever. It's like, "Shut up." And then the person goes, "Shh," and it's like, "You shush." And then he gets over it. He's like, "Oh god, I can't do this." And then Gabriel Bateman just kind of goes over and goes, "So what movie are we gonna make?" It's like, "We'll do this one," And I love this kind of that dynamic, like showing his teenage life with his friends. And there's so much great moments in the film where he's making movies, like where you see him make movies. He's like, "Come on, Dad." It's like, "You ready?" It's like, "Yeah." "Oh, there's not enough sand." It's like, okay, let's do it. It's like, "Come on." It's like, "You gotta shoot the ranch here." It's like, "What?" It's like, "No, you can't shoot here." It's like, "Okay, come on." His father's on board with it. It's like, "Okay, and action." It's like, "Yeah, whatever." It's like, "You gotta get off my property." "No, we gotta shoot the movie." It's like, "Guys, there's too much sand in my eyes." It's like, "Come on, action." And then he's shooting it. He's like, okay, that's great, yeah. And he has the little camera, and you get these moments, like, great, and it shows on film, like, "Oh yeah." And then it's like, "So here it is. Are we gonna see it later?" And the home's like, "Oh yeah, great." And it's like, here it is. I'm gonna moment y'all have been waiting for. And he screens it, and people are like, "Ha ha ha ha," and he's just there looking at it like, yeah, and it's showing different things on the screen, and he's like, yeah, it's like great. And they're like, "Wow, bravo, that was amazing," and all that. He's like, "Yeah, you did a great job. It's awesome." And it's like, "Thank you." He's like, "You did a great job." It's like, "Yeah." So I like that, and I like the relationship he had with his mother and father. And there's just so much. There's so much great moments in it. Like, I love the opening scene, like the opening shot, like not the opening shot, but the scene near the start of the film where the car is driving, and there's like this there's a great panning shot of the camera move. It's like, "What did you think?" It's like, "It's great, yeah, that was amazing." It's like, "Yeah, what happened? And like, well, honey, I don't know. It was just the way the picture is. It was a great. The train doesn't actually crash. Like, whoa, that was amazing. And you know, in that moment, you're like, holy fuck, you know, this kid, like, you know that he's blown away by it. But the way the camera moves, that shot is amazing. The car goes like, sounds great. Did you like it? Yeah. And then, on the way, he's like, so, what do you want for Hanukkah? It's like, I don't know, like, and it's around Christmas time, so you see all the lights. It's like, I want a tree for Hanukkah. Like, Christmas, why do they all have lights? It's like, because we're Jewish and they're not. It's like, okay, but I don't know if I want pretty lights for Hanukkah. It's like, no, you can't. We can't have that. You get you what you want. It's like, okay, go in. It's like, okay, nice sweetie, night. You know, go. They bring him in, go upstairs. Like, nice sweetie. They're like, night. He's like, oh, I hope that's great, isn't it? Yeah. He's looking great, isn't he? Yeah. He enjoyed the movie. You know, so I like that, and I like that kind of whole opening sequence and shit. But the acting is incredible. That girl, what is this actress's name? The little girl that's in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood that's in this, she is fucking fantastic. Hold on. I'll look her up now. Just the cast. Yeah, hold on. Where is she? Oh, she's not fucking popping up. Anyway, she's great. There's a moment later on where, like, yeah, whatever, it's amazing. There's this moment way later on in the movie. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I laughed a little bit, right? It was one of those moments where I kind of felt the acting was a little bit over the top. But there's a moment, like, they live in a new house. They move a couple of times throughout the film. They move into this new house. And, you know, this girl's all like, they're bringing in, like, yeah, whatever. And they're coming down. It's like, kids, we need to talk to you. And then they're coming down. And it's a nice house. Like, what is it, Mom? What's going on? And it's like, oh, we need to talk to you. It's like, and first of all, the acting in this scene is brilliant from everyone. So he's walking down, you know, he's walking. It's like, your mother and I, and they're like, we're having problems. Like, do you not love each other anymore? It's like, no, I do. I love your mother and I love your father. You know, and all this. It's just this amazing acting. And I'm sorry, this fucking scene. I'm sorry. And one of the doors, like, yeah, whatever, okay. It's like, wait, what's wrong and all that. It's like, the problem is, I still love your Uncle Benny, and I always will. I miss him. Wait, Uncle Benny? What about Uncle Benny? He's like, he's not here. It's like, I'm in love with him. I love him. I never will stop loving him. What? You're in love with Uncle Benny? I'm just sorry, but the little girl, one of the actresses, just freaks the fuck out. How could you say that, Mom? I hate you, you stupid bitch. It's like, don't talk to your mom like that. How could you do this to Dad? How could you do this to Dad? And I'm like, oh my god. And it's like, no, and they're screaming like, I don't know why you would do that. And she starts freaking out, crying like, no, Mom, like, fuck you, this is bullshit. And runs out, how can you do this? And the daughter runs out, and then you just see, no, and then you just have a shot of the main character on the stairs, like, oh shit, it's like, oh, how could you do that, and walk around, and, you know, it's like, oh shit, it's like, how could you just make a movie? You can make more movies, and all you do is make movies, you know. And it's just, I don't know, and the way the camera moves and the music, and I'm like, holy fucking shit, I laughed my fucking ass. I'm sorry, it was kind of over the top, but it was just the face she was making. I just could not keep it together. I was fucking just there dying of laughter. Me and my friend were laughing, and my other friend was just like, my other friend's actually been featured on my channel, but oh, I fucking never laughed so much. And I was just like, and then you get just these powerful scenes, right? So many powerful moments. There's a scene where he's up in his bedroom just looking around, like, oh yeah, whatever, looking through the footage, and not a lot of moments throughout the film he's just looking through the footage, and he's like, okay, yeah, And you get it, and there's people like on the camera, like, yeah, and the mother's dancing and all. And she comes in and is like, hey, did you hear all that? It's like, yeah. Mom and dad not love each other. It's like, no, they do. It's like, why do you, her mental health is bad? It's like, I know, she'd be fine. You know, she's just tell herself that everything happens for a reason, just like she always does, and all this. Like, how could you be so selfish on all this? He's like, I'm not the one being selfish. She's just like, yes, you are. They're gonna get divorced. And this comes from the actress from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. How could you be so selfish? You and dad are so selfish. All you think about is yourself and your career, making movies. Like, that isn't true. That's unfair. Yes, it is. It is so true. You just never listen to me. And just the realness of her performance in that scene, you know, I was like, that's not true. You know, it's in that. It's just fucking great. And he sits there and was like, okay. So you want to watch this? I was like, yeah. So it's like, how could you do that? And the scene goes on for a while. I was like, yeah, that's true. And he's like, do you want to watch this? He's like, yeah, okay. Sits her down, puts the fucking camera on, watches through the footage, and they're laughing, you know, of the scenes and stuff of, like, you know, the holidays and all this sort of stuff. But the family life and the family dynamic, it's in this film, and it's brilliantly done. It's explored. The family life is there. You're actually interested in the drama other than the filmmaking side of things. And he comes downstairs and he's like filming. He's like, yeah, you're there. Yeah, cool. That's great. And then even when he gets the camera at the start of the movie, he's running around like, oh god, like, that's great. Okay, help out. And it kind of cuts back and forth between the film and like him videoing. He's like, oh god, let's go, and all that. Which I love. I love that side of it. And the daughter's like, yeah, cool, let's go, yeah, hey, you know, when they're younger, it's like, okay, hi, and they're having more kids, and it just shows the family life, and it's really a biopic about Steven Spielberg. Yes, the characters' names change from the story, but a lot of this happened, and it teaches you a lot about filmmaking. The final fucking scene is powerful. Where do I go? So we cut to like a couple years later, near the end of the film. You get a scene, they drive, and then the acting here is spectacular. The main character's like, Dad, he's in Los Angeles, he's in LA, you know, he's gotten a role because obviously, you know, that's what he wants to do after college, is filmmaking. He's like, Dad, opposite Dad, he runs in, Dad, I'm here, Dad, and he's like, and it's like, it's so relatable as well. He's like, Dad, and all that. He's like, what is it? He's like, oh my god, what's happening? You know, he's just having this mental breakdown. He comes in, he's like, you okay? He's like, what's happening? Oh god, oh no, yeah, it's happening, Dad. It's like, what's wrong with you? And all. It's like, oh no, I think I'm having a heart attack. It's like, let me listen. And Paul Dano's performance is so real. He's like, no, you're having a panic attack. Your mother used to have them all the time. Here, drink some water, take a deep breath in. And I was like, yeah, I don't know if I could do this. Everywhere I'm going, there's like, do what? Everywhere I'm going, they're saying no. Like, it's not working. I keep getting rejected. I'm sending letters, ABC, all this. They're just not listening and all that. And he's like, no, you don't give up and all that. I mean, you just get this powerful sense like, you have a hobby, you have a passion. I'm so sorry I didn't see it before. You have to follow that dream, you know. And it's just this amazing moment to never give up on your dreams. It's just fucking awesome. And it's like, I know, Dad. It's like, you can do this. You are amazing. It's like, I love you too, Dad. Give me a hug. And then crying. It's like, have you called your mother? It's like, yeah, here you are. And then it's like, here's some letters for you. And then it shows her the photo. He's like, oh god. And he's like, oh my god, Dad, I'm so sorry. And it looks, he's like, I didn't know it was him. It's like, oh no, it's fine. Drinks it out, and it's a photo of her and Benny, and stuff like that. And essentially what ends up happening then is, she sounds like, what? I got a letter from ABC. It's like, what? This person wants to meet me. Oh my god. It's like, holy shit. And then goes, and you get into this final scene of the film, which is just fucking awesome. Sorry, Netflix, the you know, the thing that pops up on it. Anyway, so I don't mind checking the time. I don't know, sexy. That's why. But anyway, God, I look great. Anyway, sorry. So but you get to this moment, it's like, okay, they're driving, it's like, and he comes in, it's like, I'm here to see such and such. It's like, oh, cool, yeah. Sits down, it's like, Fablemans, like, yeah. So he walks in, it's like, to the ABC studio. He's like, oh, so that's cool. So you like this, that, and you know, you've done a lot of work. I like your resume. It's like, oh, film, like what film? You like films? Like, well, I just want to be happy to start somewhere. It's like, but you're more into movies, not TV. It's like, yeah, but I'm just be happy to start anywhere. TV, a job, anywhere. You know, because doing a job or whatever. And he's like, no, I can talk to you. I know someone you can talk to. Famous film director. Who? You'll see. And the build up to this scene is awesome. It's like, come on, let's go. Talk. Bring him on to him. It's like, come on in. It's like, okay, come on in. It's like, name. Fableman's like, sit down. Let me go get him. It's like, okay, come on. And you just get this great moment. It's like, okay. It's like, she stands up like, oh shit, hi sir. Runs in. It's like, come on. You know. David Lynch is there, smokes a cigarette. He was brilliant in this small scene, and essentially walks in like, hi, and then he looks around and you just see the posters of all of his different films, and he grew up with his movies and stuff, and he's like, oh my god, it's like, sit down kid, sit down, and all that. It's like, I'm such a big fan of your movies. It's like, whatever, what do you want? So you want to be a filmmaker? It's like, yeah. Why it's a hard job to get into. Why would you want to do that? It's like, oh, your movie so much. Why? It's like, because it's great, it's awesome. It's like, okay, no, go over there, and all that. It's like, what? Go over there. What's in that painting? There's 3 horses. There's no. Where's the horizon? Where's the horizon line? And it's like, it's there, right? Go over there. And he's like, okay. What do you see? So there's 3 people. There's a guy. No. Where's the goddamn horizon? And he's like, oh, it's here. Yes. There. One's at the top, one's at the bottom. That's how you do in the film business, okay? Thank you. Now get the fuck out of my office. Like, thank you. And it goes on. It went on for a bit longer than that. So yeah, it's great. You're gonna have to deal with rejection. You're gonna have to deal with a lot of things. Kids like, okay, great. Walks out. Oh, it's like, yeah, all happy. You get the fucking music at the end. He walks out with the thing, and he's kind of going around, jumping up like, woo! Like, I just love that shot at the end. The camera moves up. But it was powerful. It was a great scene, and as I said, the way the camera moves and the kind of the back and forth, the editing, the writing, the writing, it's done really fucking well. Physical 100. What the actual number 4 in TV programs today, whatever. So that was great. So there's like different like the thing is, I feel like the movie is broken up into different sections, like throughout Spielberg's life. Cause like the first sort of like maybe 10-20 minutes, him as a child, like a young child, like, oh, it's great and all that, and you know, they're kind of like, oh, he's still filmmaking. It's like, why does he want to see them crash? And he's in the bedroom, like, I don't know. I think we'll just leave it till the morning, honey. It's like, yeah, why does he want to see them crash? Maybe I should get him something. Then he runs down. It's like, hey, I gotta see it crash. Come on. And then he's just there filming, you know, and no, he's just there making a crash, like, and all that stuff, the train and stuff like that. It's like, and then eventually breaks it. Like, he's like, oh god. And then the father's like, if you're going to play with your toys, play with them gently. But I have to see them crash. It's like, I don't want you breaking it. We'll play with it tomorrow. Okay? It's like, listen, I know something that we can do. You want to see it crash? It's like, listen, I got this for you. You know, she comes back later. I got this for you. You know, don't tell your father. And it's like, thank you, Mom. And he starts filming it and then looking through the lens and crashing it and watching it back. And then there's that powerful moment where he's looking at the film on his hands, crashing it. And it's just perfection. You know, it's perfection. And he's watching the movies and he's like, whoa. And he has, you know, all of that kind of shit. There's even the scene where he comes home and walks upstairs like, night, see you there at night. And then she's having, it's like, oh, that was great today with his first movie. Hopefully he's not afraid. And then he has like, he's just there lying in bed and the great show don't tell moment. He's just thinking of the movie. He saw like the old 50s films shooting and the train crashing and crashing and crashing. Then he goes and then he's like, what's wrong? I know what I want for Hanukkah. And they're bouncing and all that. It's just a great fucking moment, and great moments of the car pulling out of the house. A lot of great shots of the cars pulling out of the different houses and driving up to the different houses. Like, okay, we're gonna go in, we're gonna move into our new house. Like, wait, hold on, I have the camera. You know, him as an adult's like, this is our new house, ready? Let's go. Whoa, this is amazing. And they're moving in and shit. Like, oh, this is insane. Oh my god, yeah. This is great. This is my room. No, this is my room. It's like, this is your room. Wow. You know, I completely forgot about the chimpanzee. Holy fucking shit. That's another thing in this movie. A lot happens in this film. But yeah, you get that whole moment, and then like in the Hanukkah, it's like, oh, here, happy Hanukkah, it's great, yeah, Mazel Tov, yeah. Opening up things, and then you got the down by the station early in the morning. See the little puffer trains all in a row. I never thought I'd hear that song. That's a song I used to sing in play school. So like, it's like a train, and making a crash, and just the great edits like Happy Hanukkah, yay, and all that. It's like, oh, that's amazing. It's like, yeah, sure, that's great. But like, you got to get that train. It's like, you understand. It's like, yeah, here you go. It's like, yeah, you got to bring your train. It's like, I like it. It's like, you sure, yeah. And there's this woman that's there that's very sort of like a grumpy bitch, but she had some of the best dialogue. Like, that's the way I see it, you know. That's the way it is. That's the way, you know. It's great. Oh, thank you very much, and all that. And one thing I want to talk about is, obviously, I said Paul Dano's performance is amazing. It's fucking Paul Dano. He's never been bad in any film I've seen him in. Michelle Williams, for the most part, is great. There's a scene where, and it is a powerful scene. Like, there is a scene like goes, hi mom, you know, they visit the mother, like, here you go mom, this is it mom, yes, hi mom, how are you, you know, and it's like, hi grandma, and all that stuff. And there's scenes with the mother, but then there's a powerful scene where the mother passes away. She's in the hospital dying. You see this top of her throat, they're kind of looking down, and it's a shot of it. She's like, mom, I'm sorry, please don't go, you know. And you see parts of you see the whole sort of you see a few scenes with the mother, like in the house and at dinner, just not feeling well, and then, please don't go, mother. And I'm not gonna lie, I know this is gonna sound bad, I fucking laughed, because I just thought she was a bit OTT, and then the throat was moving up and down, and then there's a scene where she gets a phone call at night. And I'm kind of confused about this scene, actually. It's just, I don't know if it's meant to show that she has mental health problems, which I think is actually pretty fucking evident in the movie. Because my friend goes, oh, does she have mental health problems? Yeah, it's the British guy that's been on my channel before. But she wakes up, he's like, oh, what is it, honey? He's like, what's that? And it's like, Julie is like, Mama? Yeah, Mama? You have to be careful, he's coming. Who's coming, Mama? Who's coming, Mama? And all this, and it just puts the phone down, and it's like, you're having a bad dream. It's like, but it's my mother. Your mother is dead. You're having a bad dream. It's like, okay, you know. And you're kind of just like, holy fucking shit. And then you have a moment where the father comes in, it's like, here you go. It's like, oh, that's awesome, Dad. He's like, how's the movie coming along? It's like, oh, it's great, yeah. And he gives him the phone, the camera's like, opens up, like, oh man, this is so cool, it's great. Here's what I want you to do. Yeah, sure. Your mother's really sad. She's depressed. She lost her mom. I just need you to make a movie about our vacation. It's like, oh yeah, I will. We'll do it this week. It's like, I know I will, but remember, we're shooting this next week. Yeah, it's like, I know, but we're gonna do that. Yeah, I will do that, but we're gonna do this first. don't be selfish. Your mom just lost her mother. I'm not being selfish. I want to make the movie. It's like, okay, well, you gotta make this movie or what? Okay, Dad, whatever, fine. Don't be selfish. Like, all right, fine. God. You know, and it's a powerful scene. Like, fuck. It's like, and then he goes, this is a hobby of yours. Please stop calling it a hobby. It's not a hobby. It's what I want to do. You know, you can do anything, you know. And it's like, drives off, goes off like, God damn it, you know. And it's such a great moment. It's such a great moment of, once again, the father just does not understand that filmmaking is a fucking job. Like, people, it's not just a hobby, it is a job. You know, we get paid for this. You can do it. It's a tough job. It's not impossible, you know. And I'm someone who was done filmmaking classes. I'm in a filmmaking course, actually, in college. It's more theatre, but it's film as well. But you know, it's a powerful scene. You get moments like, even when like he sees his grandmother die, you just kind of see into his eyes. You know, it's like, oh shit, the main character's eyes and stuff. And it's powerful. It's powerful stuff. And you know, throughout the film, like, you know, he's there looking through the footage at one point. Like, he does that throughout the film, but he's looking through the footage, and he's just a brilliant show don't tell moment. A great show don't tell moment where he's looking through all the footage. He's like, Seth Rogen, like, hi, and they're all waving at each other, and you know, a brilliant show don't tell moment of their trip, and you can see that he's pausing it and realizing that Seth Rogen and Michelle Williams' characters are actually getting very flirty with each other, hand on the hip, all this kind of stuff, holding hands, dancing, and then she's doing the whole dancing at night, which they cut back to a lot, and you're kind of just like, holy fuck. And he's just all upset, looks over, he's like, hey son, what is it? It's like, yeah, it's fine. He's like, you gonna show us this movie? It's like, yeah, of course I am. Okay, great. And he's like, oh, I can't wait to see it. And then, you know, it's like, come on, let's go. It's like, you okay, Dad? It's like, yeah. And then he shows him the movie. It's like, yeah, you know, all this crazy shit's happening. You know, there's people being shot. It's the movie he shot earlier. There's people being shot and there's blood, and you have Gabriel Bateman's character there. And he's like, whoa, that's awesome, and all. And it shows them and all that. And they're like, yeah, wow, Sammy, you did a great job. Yes, that was brilliant. Thank you. He's like, that was great, man. You know, Gabriel Bateman saying that to him, and then all come up was like, yeah, it's like, yeah, thanks, Dad. And I was like, that was amazing. And after the premiere, he goes outside, he's like, that was amazing, that was incredible. It's like, that was great, and all that. And then Mother's like, that was amazing. He's like, yeah, whatever. And he won't even look at her. It's like, what's wrong, and all this. And then Seth Rogen's like, hey, oh my god, that was amazing, you were so good. You know, and it's like, hey, what's up with you? What's up with him? And like, they go off. It's like, that was amazing. That was amazing. That was amazing. Where do you want to go? Mom's like, I don't know. Hugs him. It's like, what's with him and all that. And it's like, okay, here you go. Where's he gone? Oh, he's gone off with Uncle Benny. It's like, wait, what? She's gone off with Uncle Benny. Yeah. So she goes off and drives, and he's just kind of like, oh shit. And another thing I want to talk about is Seth Rogen. He is brilliant in this movie. Like, he's done dramatic roles before. You know, obviously Steve Jobs, 50-50 and The Disaster Artist are dramatic movies, but dude, he has just so much great acting range and talent in this film. Like, it's insane how good he is in this movie. Hold on one sec. He's fucking fantastic in this. Like, you know, at the start, he shows up, he's doing the usual Seth Rogen's like, come on, let's go in, yay. And he's like, hey, what's going on? It's like, hey, Uncle Benny, yay. It's like, how are you? That's awesome. And they're sitting down, it's like, how are you? It's like, yeah, it's great, we got the job. Oh, really? That's awesome, and all that. It's like, yeah. It's amazing. It's like, I want to see something cool. It's like, what? And he goes, ah, and all that. And it's like, spider. He's like, ah. You know, and she's like, oh, you can't do that, whatever. He's like, it's like, you want to do filmmaking? It's like, yeah. Hey, what's that over there? It's like, what? And then like there's a spider, and she's like, ah. He's like, ah, and he eats it like, ah, it's broccoli, or it's peas. It's like, that's really not funny. It's like, oh, you're great, Benny. It's like, yeah, you're great. And then you can also tell there's sexual tension between Seth Rogen and Michelle Williams, and Pauline's like, well, I got this job here, we're moving. He's like, yeah, wait, we are? It's like, yeah. It's like, I like all of you. It's like, I like you. I like you. You really like me. It's like, I don't like you, Benny. You're an idiot. That's great. And I just thought that his scenes were great. And then they're like playing piano, like, oh, this is awesome. Yeah, yeah. And all that. And there's just great family moments and all. It's like, I can't wait to go to this rehearsal and stuff like that. And she's like, oh, I'm gonna play piano, and then she's playing piano and singing like, oh God, don't laugh at me, like, you do it, play piano, you're gonna do great. And yeah, the Seth Rogen laugh is in the film. Fuck me, I never thought Spielberg would actually work with him, but it's like great to see him in this movie and in this role, and great moments where he's filming them in the car and he's waving and shit. It's like, that's great, so let's do it. And then she's playing piano like, oh God, let's do this, okay. And then he's upstairs doing his own thing. It's like, your nails are too long. It's like, what? Your nails are too long. It's like, no, we gotta cut them. No, you can't cut them. You gotta cut them. No, you can't cut them. It's like, we're gonna get you. It's like, no, you can't cut them. No, come on, no. And they pick her up. No, cut them. Ah, shit. No, there's, yeah, they're getting paper and hole. Oh, guess I'm just gonna have to do this from memory. And then he picks it up and goes, huh? And then he rips it up, puts it on the film, and then uses it for the special effects, because loads of scenes of him looking through the footage and you see him shooting. It's like, so how did you do that? It's like, and they're driving, like, how did you do that? It's like, I used the paper. It's like, oh, you're a genius and all that, and there's great scenes where he's driving, like, oh, that's amazing, you can be a great filmmaker. It's like, oh yeah, I know, it's great. It's like, you can do this and all that. It's like, yeah, it's amazing, Dad, it's amazing. It's like, oh yeah, sure it is. And they cut to another scene later on, like the following year, a couple of months later, or weeks later, because it does pop up throughout the film. And I was like, so what is it? It's like, you want to do this hobby? It's like, you can do anything. It's like, I want to be filmmaking, this is what I do. It's like, no, but you could be really good at maths, but I don't want to do math. I want to do this. This is what I want to do, Dad. It's like, I know, I'm just saying you could do anything you want. I know, but this is my passion. This is my hobby. It's like, okay, we'll leave it at that. And you just get great shots, and you do get great shots of the cars pulling into the house, and just the way the camera moves, and it's directed and edited and written so well. There's great dramatic dialogue, heartbreaking dialogue, show don't tell moments, silent scenes, funny moments. Like even the scene later on where he's looking through footage of them moving into a house, like, oh, and they're running and they're doing different things, and Seth Rogen's character's there, and Paul Dano's lifting up Michelle Williams, and they're all doing this, and then he's lifting up Michelle Williams, and they're just kind of looking directly at the camera. It's kind of creepy. And then my friend literally goes, she looks a bit like a man there. Like, alright. And you're cutting, it cuts back to the dancing scene throughout the film. It's just brilliantly done. It's so well done. He's looking through it, and it's emotional, and it's hard hitting. And Spielberg, I've only seen 2 of his films in the cinema. This and Ready Player One, but this is a fucking Spielberg film. I love Steven Spielberg. You know that if you watch my channel. I've already reviewed Jurassic Park, The Lost World Jurassic Park, Saving Private Ryan. Did I review any of his other movies? I don't know. But anyway, I love this film. I love his other films. As I said, Saving Private Ryan, The Terminal, Catch Me If You Can, Hook, fucking the Indiana Jones films, Jaws, the guy, I haven't seen Duel, but the guy is just a fantastic filmmaker. And I love the film up to that, and the characters are great, the background characters, there's many different scenes where they're, like, even later on where the grandmother's there, like, oh yeah, that's great. It's like, yeah, you ready for that? It's like, of course I am, yeah, that's amazing, yeah, sure, you ready for that? Oh, of course, yeah, that's gonna be great. It's like, can you please stop doing that? Like, I'm not here, I can do whatever I want, Dad. It's like, yeah, sure, okay, cool, fine. There's a lot of scenes where they're at the dinner table or they're just in the house talking. There is a lot of scenes throughout the entire 2.5 hour runtime, because that's where most of it is. Like, but it's in different houses because they do move throughout the film. It's like, okay, we gotta move. It's like, we're moving. Are you serious? And there's all these family moments. Like, yeah, we have to move, and they're up in the bedroom a lot. Like, really? Yeah. Why do we have to move? And it's like, this is your new room. It's like, wow. And they're looking through the footage and all. It's like, we gotta move because there's a lot going on. I have a big promotion. It's like, oh, okay, cool, whatever. And then you get moments where they're fighting. Like, are you serious? Why are you doing this? Why do we have to move? Why do we have to do this? I don't know. What is going on? I don't know, whatever. Fuck, this is just ridiculous and all this shit. And then he gets up, then he's just like, Mom, look, there's a tornado coming. It's like, that's not going to come anywhere near us. Like, really? And then they're walking, and then you just see the tornado kind of going, like, what's going on? And they're looking, it's like, do you want to go towards it? And it's a weird scene where they're like, come on, let's get in the car, they drive, let's go see it. And they run towards it, like, yeah, they're driving. Because, like, before that, it's like, oh, what's happening? They're in the house, like, what's going on, Mom? Why is it doing this and that? And they're like, let's go. And then they're driving towards it, and the tornado's going around and just go blowing up shit, electrocuting things. And you're kind of like, holy fuck. And then just this moment where everyone's freaking out, like, what's going on? And it's like, everything happens for a reason. Remember? Say that. Everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. And you just get the implication, it's always implied that the mother has mental health problems. Michelle Williams is great and terrible in this. As I said, there's moments where she overacts and underacts and all that. But for the most part, she does a great job. Yeah, something. But you get great moments like like as I said, there's a lot of great arguments. Like, why are you ever since we moved here? Ever since we moved here, I've been miserable. You haven't been yourself. And this isn't like when your mother grieving you. It's like you're grieving and you're over the death. It's like, I don't know, I've been feeling like this for a while, I just feel miserable. Like, so it's obvious that she's feeling depressed and shit, and it's a powerful scene and cuts back and he's like, God, they're still arguing and shit like that. And you get loads of moments like where they're just lad banter at the table, like, oh, seriously, dude, that's whatever. It's like, okay, God, whatever. It's like, come on, we gotta make pancakes, we gotta do this. Like, yeah, whatever, Mom's like, yeah, whatever, okay, cool, you gotta do that, you're a weirdo. It's like, you're a weirdo. It's like, shut up, you shut up, And there's all these great moments where they're going around the table and the kitchen and stuff like that and all that, and it's like, yeah, that's insane, it's like, you gotta go do this, we're gonna go this way, so that's awesome, yeah. And then it cuts to another one's like, okay, yeah, sure. And they come home, it's like, oh yeah, whatever. And the different houses, like, yeah, that's great, oh, we'll do that, Mom, oh, we'll do this, yeah, or we'll do that, that's amazing, yeah, sure. We're going on a trip, oh great, yeah, whatever, that's awesome, yeah. So you get a lot of those kind of moments at the dinner table. And I also like that, there's the part like, she's grieving, but she'll get over it. It's like, don't be selfish, like, your mother is grieving, she's not happy, and you get these amazing moments, as I just said, there is intentional comedy in it, which is very well done, some great dialogue, like, oh yeah, that's great, but because of the pain that the mother having an affair, all of that shit, that pain actually ends up causing him to want to quit filmmaking. And you get a brilliant scene between Sammy. Sorry, I always need to know this. I looked this up beforehand, but sorry, boo. A second. No. John Ford is the character that David Lynch plays, which is a real filmmaker. But let's see. Sammy, yeah, fucking hell, Sammy. It's like, Sammy Fableman, hey Sammy, how could you be so selfish, Sammy? Come on, Sammy. You know, all that. Loads of dialogue like that. Sorry. But it's like, oh, he's like, I'd like to return this. Like, you sure you want to sell this? Like, yeah, I don't want to do this anymore. I was like, okay, cool. It's like, hey, what's going on? You know, it's like, got a good present for you. It's like, what are you doing? I have done this. It's like, bought yourself a camera. I was like, oh yeah, sure. Bought myself a camera. That's great. I'm leaving. I'm gonna miss you, man. It's like, yeah, sure. I don't want to do it. It's like, why? It's like, why do you here? Why'd you have that? It's like, I'm getting rid of it. It's like, what? It's like, yeah, he just sold it to me. It's like, what? You can't do that. You can't stop making movies. It's like, yeah, whatever. I was like, just stay away from me. He's like, wait, what? Are you gonna stop making movies? And all this stuff. He's like, yeah. It's like, no, don't do that. You can't stop making movies, man. It's a problem. This is your hobby. You wouldn't know anything. Look, I don't know why you're acting so weird. Look, I know things are horrible. This is the last time I'm gonna see you. It's like things are never gonna be the same. I know. It's like, think whatever you want of me, kid. Think whatever you want of me. But your mother cares about you, and I care about you. But if you stop making movies, you're gonna break your mother's heart. Just take it from me, okay? Okay, and it's just this amazing moment. Walks off, and you're like, holy shit. Drives off, walking through the street. And also just, it captures the time period well. Just like, I probably said that in my Stand By Me review as well, but this captures the time period well, and I love it. But, and then you have other moments as well, like, there was something else I was going to mention. Shit. I don't know. He walks off or whatever. Yeah, he walks off. Yeah, he walks off. Glorious. Still have to watch that. Sorry. You know, and you get moments where he's just upset and just giving up filmmaking. And it's just a downward spiral part of the story. You know, the mother plays piano and stuff, and you get those moments. And there's even the one where they're driving on a trip, and it's like the father's kind of copped on what's happening and stuff like that. And I remembered what I was going to say. And you get beautiful shots of just like the sunny, summery kind of atmosphere of the grass. And I was like, oh, this is amazing. Yeah, I'm so happy Benny's gone. It's like, yeah, really? It's like, yeah, I'm so happy that asshole left. It's like, yeah, he's such a dick. I was like, really? And he just goes, the car stops. Like, what's going on? And it's like, okay, I gotta go. And she gets out or whatever. She runs up the hill and just starts bawling her eyes out. And then he's like, what's wrong, Mom? I didn't say anything. He's like, I know, but he knows. I just feel bad. It's like, Mom, it's okay. It's like, I'm sorry. It's like, no, please. I can't tell him. It's like, Mom, I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. He's like, no, guilt is a useless emotion and all that. And it's just, once again, as I said, it's such a powerful moment. It's like, he knows, I won't tell, I promise. It's like, okay. And they run down, they get in the car, they drive off. And as I said, beautiful shots. Even like the whole vacation side of the film. Yeah, and then they're just loads of different scenes where they're screening his movies and they're showing him making his movies. Like, yeah, and great shots. Like, yeah, so do this, that, and the other. And they're showing screen and it's like, yeah, and all that, woo, and all that. And they're like, why isn't there any women in this movie? You know, the sister's like, what? Why isn't there any women? Like, I don't know. It's like, so they're making home films. Like, get in there. It's like, okay. Then he's throwing like fucking sand. It's like, come on! And then he's recreating all type of films, which is fucking awesome. And shooting things, and it's like, oh god! And I need you to scream and he's pretending to be a bandit, and he's like smashing it, and they're like, ah, you know. So it's just a really fun scene, you know, and it's just fucking great. Like what else can I say other than it's fucking awesome? That's just shot well, and I'm not even half done. I want to talk about the second half of the film, which is more the high school parts of it, which I thought was great. It was effective, and the movie's awesome at the first half. I'm like, oh, this is awesome, but it consistently gets better as it goes along, as well. Like it's constantly getting better, moving, and all that. You know, even like the opening scene, it's great, showing shot of the place, and then just everyone there is like, "Oh, you ready? You ready?" It's like, "I'm scared." It's like, "Oh no, don't be scared. You're ready for your first movie driving." Like, "I don't know, but the lights go off." It's like, "I know, but when you see it, it's gonna be wonderful. You're not gonna be able to stop talking about it, Sammy. It's amazing," and all that. And he's like, "Yeah, sure, come on, we go in." Like, there you go, there you go, there you go. It's like, "Let's go." And then they look at it, and then you get the opening scene, which goes on for a while. Like, everyone is there, like, "Oh," and then he's watching the movie, and you get real footage from the actual film. Like, "Oh no," and shooting, and like, "Oh god, the train's coming." They're like, "Ah," you know, because that's how people kind of reacted back then, when they think that someone thought that the train was actually going to go through the screen. It's like, whoa, that's insane, you know. And he's looking at it, and all this kind of stuff, and it's just great. It's just awesome, you know, and it's brilliantly done. And you get moments like where Gabriel Bateman's character's walking up at the end, and like, it's like, "What do you think of that, Sammy?" It was great. It's like, where he's walking up at the end and shit, and being like, yeah, that's he's like, "Oh yeah, that was great, Sammy," and all that. And moments of Sammy as a kid, like, "Yay," you know. It's like, I like it, Mom. I want to do this and all that, you know, and just that kind of, those moments. And the child actor they got for him was actually great as well, as young Sammy. But you also have Cuban Fury's on Netflix. Shit. Sorry. You also get this moment as well where like, fucking, oh, that's a nice leg, nice itch. Sorry. Where you do get this moment in the film where the uncle comes to visit, which I thought that whole sequence was fucking hilarious. Like, "Oh my god, what's happening?" It's like, "Someone's coming." It's like, "I had the craziest dream last night, Sam." He's like, "Really?" "Yeah, I dreamt of my mother came back." It's like, "What?" "She sent me to warn me about something coming and all that." And he's like, "Who?" It's like, "I don't know." And then out of nowhere, outside, the car pulls up. It's like, "Oh my god, it's my uncle. He used to scare the shit out of me as a kid." It's like, "Hey, nice to meet you. How you doing?" and all this. I was like, "Hey, what's going on?" It's like, how are you?" "It's bad. I'm sorry about my dear sister. I'm so sad that she's dead," and all this stuff. "You must be the filmmaker." "Yeah." And the father's like, "You better go to bed. Here we go. We'll do this. We'll shoot the scene tomorrow." I was like, "Okay, night, Dad." And then you get this moment, like, "You have to be good, you know, you do this," and all that. He's like, "How long have you been here for?" "I don't know. It's been hard, you know." And he's just walking in and like, "This is hard. We'll do it." It's like, "Okay, so you sleep up here with him." It's like, "Okay." So he's like, "Okay, I'll sleep in here with you," and all that. And he gets his mom, "What do you want to be, a filmmaker?" It's like, "Yeah, I want to be a filmmaker." Like, "You have to be a filmmaker. You get your dreams." Like, "What?" It's like, "You're hurting me." "Ow!" It's like, "You do it. You do it. Your mother's grieving. Don't ever let anyone stop your dreams. You've got to be selfish. It's either your filmmaking or your mother." It's like, "My mother's more important." "Really? Do you really prefer this or your mother?" "Do you?" It's like, "Of course I prefer my mother. What are you on about?" It's like, "Well, you gotta do this filmmaking. You gotta do this. You gotta be," you know. And he's just so apparently, so like, it's like, "Oh yeah," it's like, "Okay, keep it down." It's like, "Yeah, you gotta do this." It's like, "Okay." And the scene goes on for a while. It's like, "I don't know what to do, what to tell you." It's like, "This is important to you, isn't it? This is important." "Yeah, you do what you want to do. I'll sit. Where are you gonna sleep here?" It's like, "Right, good night." It's like, "Okay, I'll sleep on the floor. You sleep up here." It's like, "Okay, good night." It's like, "Well, I'll sleep here." It's like, "Okay." It's like, weirdo, man, you know. And then before that, it's like, "My Dad's like, yeah." It's like, "Well, so you really were here?" It's like, "Yeah, kid, I was here." You know, that's what Uncle says. I was here, and it was great. It was great. It's like, "Wow." And then he's like, "Bye. It was great to see you." And they're like, "Yeah, that wasn't as weird as I thought it was gonna be. I actually didn't mind him. He was pretty nice." Yeah. They drive off. It's like, that was weird. Yeah. So I thought that whole sequence was just hilarious. It was done so fucking well. And just overall, I love that part. I really loved that scene. Um, yeah. Is it going? Is it going? Is it going? I don't know. You're looking for. Yeah. So. Yeah, so I love all that. Those scenes and the filmmaking moments. And it's like, yeah, I mean, you used to scare you as a kid and all this. But. You get this just. The moment, like, we're moving. It's like, we're moving again? Are you serious? Like, yeah, we have to move. Like, come on. They're driving. It's like, this is the house. It's like, wow, this is amazing. This is your room. It's like, okay, that's great. Yeah, so you got to go to a new school. It's like, oh, God, okay. You know, I was like, God, and the family aspect and drama's there. And then, obviously, there's the scene later on that I was going to mention where, like, he's like, oh, Dad's best friend Benny. He's like, you do realize that he is my best friend. It's like, I have an announcement, so this is what we're gonna do here. It's like, Table's like, this is what we're doing. It's like, oh, really? Yeah. Well, you do realize that Benny's my best friend. It's like, yeah. Oh, is he? And then later on, he's like, Benny's my best friend. Benny's my best friend throughout the film. And then he goes, no, he's not. He's Mom's best friend. He loves Mom. You never liked Benny, Dad. He's like, that's not true. Yes, it is. And all this. And the affair, you see how bad Leah kind of cracks the family in half. But as I said, it's just the acting is incredible. Seth Rogen does have glasses in it, and he does take it off, but he has like a bald head as well. But it's like there's really proof that a lot of these Judd Apatow actors actually are great dramatic actors. Like Jonah Hill, Seth Rogen, Bill Hader, you know, Emma Stone. They're all these. Will Ferrell, fucking John C. Reilly. They're all great dramatic actors, you know. But I didn't feel like the movie dragged on at all. I loved the life of the film. It was long, it felt long, but I loved it. It's 2.5 hours, but it's 2.5 hours of pure brilliance. Every frame shot in this film is just brilliant. I see it in the cinema. This was made for the cinema. I saw it on a big screen. There was fuck all people in the cinema. It was me, my two friends, and there was like a guy and his son there. That was it. That was it. But the movie, it needs to be seen in the cinema. So Chucky season 3 complete filming schedule revealed. Oh sure. Wow. Oh. Well, they messed that up because they said second seat. Sorry, I was reading something there. God, it looked great. But yeah, and I mean, you know, so you get that, and then you get to the moment in the movie, the vacation part of the film. Like, come on, guys, we're gonna go. It's like, ready? It's like, okay, gotta film it. Wait, hold on, we're gonna film you going in. It's like, okay, they're driving. It's like, come on, let's go. And they're driving and they're waving. It's like, yeah, we're gonna go. Let's go on a vacation. Yeah, they're like, let's go camping. Yeah, you ready for this? Yeah, let's go fishing and all this. And they're just doing all these things and great moments. Like, okay, so the science behind sticks is amazing. And the daughter's like, Dad, I really do not care. And like, you do see the daughters throughout the film in the kitchen, like, that's great, Mom. Oh yeah, that's amazing, Mom. Yeah, sure. Sammy, come on. Seriously, Sammy, you're such a dick, Sammy. It's like, stop that language, you know, shit. Come on, Sammy, whatever, Sammy. You're being a dick, Sammy, you know. And, you know, they're walking like, come on, let's go, and all this stuff. It's like, yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, that's great, yeah. I love this. Here, come on, Sammy. And they're like, let's film it. And they're dancing like, yeah, let's do it, yeah. And they're just doing summary things outside, and then it's nighttime. It's like, yeah, this is amazing, and all that. It's like, let's film, and then they're dancing like, yeah, let's go. Well, we can't dance, and they're just dancing like that. It's like, yeah, it's like, oh, don't do that. That's a fire hazard. Oh, don't forget that that's a fire hazard. And then she's just dancing like, she's in a nightgown. It's like, I don't want to watch this. You know, you can see right through that, right? It's like, yeah, I don't want to watch this. Like, Mom, please stop. And the daughter's like, Mom, please stop. I don't want to see this. And she's just like dancing or whatever and filming it. And then, like, obviously they screen the different screenings of the films, like, yeah, you know, throughout the film, many different times. And, you know, you get to that part where they shoot that war film. It's like, okay, so action's like, Sammy, what are we doing here? It's like, that's what we're doing. And Gabriel Bateman's there with them. It's like, okay, let's do it. And then they're like, let's go. Oh, wait, there's not enough of that. We got to do this, that, and the other, you know. And I've been on a film set before, okay? I actually did a short film last year. Now, a real short film. It's actually an IMDb credit. Not to brag. Sorry. So, I am an actor. Now, I am training to be an actor myself. Hopefully I work with Spielberg. I know I'm a movie critic and I want to be an actor, but, you know, I don't care. I'm allowed to have an opinion. So, you know, whatever. So, essentially, as an actor, you know, I'm actually in another upcoming production as well. My college actually, when the filmmaking students get to their third year, they actually get to make a real movie, a real short film, which is an IMDb credit, has real actors that they can hire, has money, people get paid, money goes into it, it gets funded, it gets put up on streaming services. So that's what happened with the movie I was in, Soulmates. Check it out. It's not even out yet, but you look my name up, it pops up all everywhere. My friends Esther and Eileen are in it as well. I may as well say their names. I mean, they're on YouTube. It doesn't matter. But anyway, and I have another one coming up that my friend is actually directing. And Ro. My friend Jojo, who was Jack, but they're non-binary now, so they've come out as non-binary. So yeah, they're directed it, and obviously I've done the Darren Sail Away music video, but this film captures being on a film set perfectly. Like, it is exactly like that. So there's a guy like, come on, let's go, and they're like, come on, let's shoot. It's like, okay, it's like, yeah, oh, I can't do it, where are we? Okay, cut, they do that, cut, it's like, okay, you gotta sort of be annoyed, because like, you're like, oh my god, this is horrible, all my men are dead, this is bad, oh, we can't do this. Like, okay, so you want me to like act and stuff? Like, what? It's like, yeah, okay, so like, you want me to like act and stuff? And you're like, first of all, what a fucking idiot. You're like, yeah. It's like, okay, all your men are dead, everything is bad, it's horrible, it's bad, you just don't like it, okay? It's fucking horrible, it's fucking terrible. He doesn't say fucking, but still, it's like, it's awful, it's bad, and you know that you can't deal with it. And he just starts crying. He's like, yeah, oh my god, wow, that was great. It's like, yeah, do it. It's like, thank you. All my men are dead and they're shooting. It's like, yeah, shooting, and they're going, they're filming. It's like, that's great, yeah, that's awesome, yeah. Why is he still going? Why is he still walking? Hey, cut! He yelled cut! You know, he's like, cut, you know. But I love it. I love that. It's so realistic. And I know that it's based on a true story, but I love that aspect. And you want to know another thing I noticed is that there's elements of a lot of Spielberg's films in this film. I've noticed. There's a lot, like that war scene could be the Saving Private Ryan part, you know, they have the fake blood and shit, and the fake blood, and great practical effects that they use. Like, whoa, that's awesome. It's probably like ketchup or whatever. But that is like, well, not ketchup, but still. But that practicality is great. But that's, it could be the Saving Private Ryan part, and then the Schindler's List part, which is the horrible part, and then the bits with the trains could be considered Indiana Jones or even Duel. You know, and then even the part with the hurricane kind of was a bit like War of the Worlds. Like, it felt like a bit of a callback to that. You know, it's like walking around. So he's such a diverse career, and this is the ultimate Steven Spielberg film. This is like an event movie. And it seems to be a trend, and that little girl from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood seems to be in it. Two really passionate filmmakers like Quentin Tarantino and Steven Spielberg are now making movies about the film industry, and this girl's in them, and she's fantastic. Seriously, I think Gabriel Bateman, who's not in the movie much, but he pops up in the background. You see him in the background in the cinema in certain scenes, and he's in it. He's brilliant in it. The kid that's in that pile of shit, Warwick Grandpa, is brilliant in it. Michelle Williams for the most part is great. Seth Rogen is great. Paul Dano is great. Like, there's just a great cast. It's a great the acting is superb. It is honestly superb. It's brilliantly shot and edited. And I could talk about this film for ages, and I probably will be talking about it for another half an hour, I'd say, because there's a lot. Because now we're coming up to my favourite section of the film, which is definitely second and third act. I feel like the high school section of the movie, it gets tense, because there's a character who is a complete and utter dick. Two characters actually that are complete and utter dicks. You know, you get to this moment where actually before I get to the high school scene, we're gonna talk about the moments, a really powerful moment. It gets brought up later on in the film, but it is a strong scene. It is brilliantly acted. It is powerful. It's great. It's like, God damn it, Sammy, why the hell are you acting like this? Like, I don't get it, Mom. Why are you doing this? Like, can you please stop going at Mom? It's like, no, I'm gonna shout at Mom because she's awful. Your attitude sucks, Sammy. Getting up. It's like, why are you doing this? Like, this is awful and all that. And just this whole fucking dynamic goes on and shit. And like, what's going on? It's like, whatever. How could you do this? You are horrible. He's like, I am your mother. You can't talk to me like this. Your attitude's been bad. Well, sometimes I wish you weren't. And then she just goes, boom, slaps him. And they're like, what? They're just like, Sammy, no, Sammy, no. I'm sorry. It's like, no. And all that. And he just goes off and he's just like, ugh. And she walks in like, Sammy, I'm sorry. And he's just like, you know, it's like, I'm sorry. And it's just this great moment. It's like, I'm sorry, show me. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. And, you know, there's a bruise there. And it's in that moment, like, where she's not abusive, but she's been struck him once and she feels bad and shit. It's like, I'm sorry, I didn't know, you know. And he's like, opens up the closet, gets in, opens up, it's like, come on, let's get in, hold hands. And you're like, oh no. Because that happens in the film earlier. Like, as a kid, he's like, come on. She's like, come on in. They hold hands there. You know, he walks in, he's like, let's go. And they turn the camera on, and then it's rolling the footage, and it's all the great lighting and stuff. But this moment is where things go bad. And I was like, right. He gets out, closes it on her. She watches it, and it is a beautiful piece of film. This is proper film. This is film. This is cinema. This is fucking cinema. This right here is cinema. She looks over the footage. He's outside. Sammy's outside, just kind of like, the footage is playing, and she is just crying. Now, Michelle Williams' acting here was brilliant, and she's just there crying like this and being like, oh no, you know, just breaking down, seeing it, walks out, like, sorry, and then she just starts bawling and falling on the ground, and it's like, Mom, it's okay, Mom, it's fine, I'm sorry, I won't tell, I promise, oh please, no. It's like, I won't, I love you too, you know. And it's like, holy shit. And then, you know, way later on in the film, near the end, he walks in the kitchen. Sammy's like, hey, Mom's like, hi, how was prom? It's like, oh, it was great, was it? Yeah. It's like, that's amazing. Yeah, it's like, you know, I still can't get over the time I struck you. It's like, do you remember the time I hit you all those years ago? It's like, how could I ever? Last year, it's like, oh, God, I know it's horrible, but I done it. It's like, I done it a long time ago, and I'm not ashamed of it. It's like, no, it's fine, Mom, it's fine, don't worry about it. It's like, no, but is it fine? I need to say that you forgive me. It's like, yeah, whatever, Mom, I forgive you. It's fine. It's like, okay. How was it? It's like, oh, she broke up with me. Really? No, yeah. I proposed. No, you didn't. Oh, no, you didn't. No. And then the camera's pulling out, and it's like music. So yeah. Now we get into my favorite parts of this film, which is the whole high school section, which pops up way later on. I'd say maybe an hour and a half in. I don't know. There's about a good hour of it anyway. And this scene, it's important because it deals with a lot of different things, like obviously the fact that he's Jewish. Steven Spielberg's Jewish in real life. That's probably another reason they got Seth Rogen in it as well, not to be racist, but it's like, not being racist or anything, but they did a whole Mazel Tov, yeah, it's great, because as you know, Seth Rogen's Jewish, and then even when they walk in at first, like, hey, you know, Uncle Benny's here, it's like, hey, how are you? You know, they're walking in the house and stuff, but they move to this new house, like, oh, that's great, yeah, it's awesome, woohoo, you know. And Seth Rogen kind of exits the movie for a while. I think he comes back later, like, oh, it's great to see you again, Sammy. He's like, yeah, thank you. See you later. You know, it's great to see you again. It's like, yeah, whatever, you know. And driving the dumpster and all. But I like the use of locations, like the streets and the mountains and all of that shit. It's just beautifully done. Oh my lip. Anyway. But yeah, so that's the review. No, I'm joking. So then, we do get to that whole section. They're running around like, oh yeah, let's go. And it's like, you ready to go to school? It's like, yeah, sure, whatever. You know, the movement's like, oh, this is great, yeah, so we're going here, here. And then they have the family problems. This is what's happening, we're going here, here, here. It's like, we gotta go, move again. It's like, we're not moving again. You can't just move when you want to, you know, and all this. You always do that. You always do this. You just move and you never ask any of us how we feel. You know, it's just realistic, dramatic shit. It's like, I have to move. It's like, I don't care. I don't care. You have to move this way, you know. And the camera just pans through the kitchen. There's beautiful shots. Like, come on, Mom, let's go, you know. And it's like, come on, Sammy, we got to go to school. And then he's walking. And to be fair, he's in, like, jeans, shoes, whatever. Walks. Or just, like, trousers, not jeans. Oxygen's like, okay, let's go. It's like, hi. So he's in classes, he's in school, and you know, essentially, you get these moments where, hold on one sec, sorry. You get these moments where he goes into the school or whatever. It's like, yeah, cool. It's like, come on, let's go. Fableman, you know, he's doing work or whatever, walking through. He's like, come on, let's go playing volleyball. Like, come on, let's go dodgeball. It's like, yeah, come on, come on. And then he accidentally goes, oh, shit. He's like, oh, fuck. God damn it, you asshole. He's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to hit you. He's like, oh God, you idiots. Like, you hit my best friend, idiot. He's like, no, I'm sorry. You okay? Son of a bitch. Shut up, man. You're dead. You understand? You're dead. It's like, come on, stop it. I didn't mean to hit you. Okay, whatever. And this is where the bullying starts. And the bullying in this movie is anti-Semitic. And that's what I was trying to say earlier, is that there's so much horrible bullying to poor Sammy in this film. Like, where you feel bad for Spielberg. And this is also where the Schindler's List side of it comes. I'm not saying that the movie's like Schindler's List, but I think one of the reasons why Spielberg wanted to make that is because he was Jewish himself. And he wanted to, like, you know, I have to be careful what I say here, tell the story of the horrible shit that happened during the Holocaust and the anti-Semitic shit. So that's in this film as well. And he's in the change room like, hey, how are you? Who are you? What's your name? Sammy. Sammy what? Fableman. Whoa. Fableman. Whatever. You know, you hit my best friend in the face. I don't appreciate that. Understand? Yeah. You're a goddamn K-I-K-E, aren't you? You're a goddamn fucking Jew. Yeah. Leave me alone. I don't do that. Yeah, you idiot. It's like, you better watch it. Like, leave me alone. It's like, ugh! And then, like, he's just there going to the lockers like, hey, Fableman! So like, laughing at him like, God. Walks off and all that. And goes to the library. He's like, hey, what's up? You know, walking in outside. It's like, hey, Fableman, tripping him up like, hi, stupid Jew. And they go home. He's like, you okay? He's like, yeah, I'm fine. Don't talk about it. I'm fine. Goes home. He's like, how was school? Whatever. And then comes home one of the days like, yeah, cool. And then they're like, what is that? And you just hear a monkey. And then the chimp jumps up, jumps on the old one, like, oh God, what the hell? Like, oh God. And jumps down, like, what's happening? There's a chimpanzee, you can't get it. And then it jumps on the girl, she's like, ah! You know, like, yeah, there's a chimpanzee right there, the two girls. And I'm like, holy fucking shit. And they're jumping down, it's like, great. What are we doing? I just decided to get a chimpanzee. And then literally, at that moment, I think I don't know if it was this moment or earlier on, but my friend who directed that skit I was in, I'll say that, he or didn't direct it, but he done the camera work and shit. He turns to me and edited it. He turns to me and goes, oh, that bitch is not right in the head. Like, he just goes, She's fucking mental. Like my other friend. So, I just said there's great shots of the car driving and all that. In the countryside, and he's like, "What's happening? We've got a chimpanzee. What's happening? Oh God, it's throwing stuff. Oh, what's his name? His name is Monkey." He's like, "Okay, whatever." And then Paul Dano just comes in and is like, "Oh, why is there a monkey? We got a chimpanzee." He's like, "Yeah, whatever." It's like, okay, cool. And it's just like the fuck moment. And then for some reason, I think that reminded me of Adventures of Tintin. Don't know why. Haven't seen Tintin, but Spielberg film. Feel like mentioning that. Yeah, God, we were in 15 minutes been doing this video. I actually much prefer this. I'm having fun talking about it. I was kind of like, once I get into a flow of a movie review, it's great. Kind of a Spielberg film as well. I know this is a Joel Schumacher movie, but The Lost Boys, cry little sister. But yeah. I also actually realised that the actor that played Sammy actually played one of the bullies in The Predator, which is kind of funny because now it's the other way around, so he's now being the victim. But this captures bullying so realistically. So he goes into school, it's like, oh God, and he's avoiding them. It's like, hey, Fableman, you better watch your back, man, and all that stuff. And then, you know, you get that moment and stuff, and he's with his girlfriend, like, yeah, cool, whatever. And then as he's walking downstairs, he's either making out with someone. Oh, Jason, I missed you so much and all that. He's like, yeah, whatever. And he fucked up. He's like, what? Who the hell is there? Who's there? Walks out. I'm like, hey, Fableman, how you doing? And all that. Idiot, what's going on? Hey, you idiot, and stuff like that. And it's like, leave me alone. Oh, you goddamn Jew, whatever. It's like, hey, stop it. Leave him alone. Oh, come on, we're just messing with them. It's like, yeah, you're an asshole. You know, screw you and all this. And they're just pushing him, punching him and all this. Oh, you want to be a filmmaker? Whatever. You suck, man. And all this. Just this horrible fucking shit that's going on. And he's like, yeah, whatever. You know, stop it. And it's just this intense scene. He's like, and then he's like, you gotta just leave me alone. Oh, what are you gonna do, Fableman? What are you gonna do? You know, you're not gonna stop anything. And basically, he's like, yeah, whatever. It's like, you just leave him alone. It's like, yeah. Well, you know what? Maybe you should do. It's like, wait, why are you? Oh, wait, you got the hots for my girlfriend now? It's like, yeah. Why don't you apologize? Apologize for what? It's like, no. Apologize to her. Stop making her out. I wasn't creeping her out. It's like, no, you clearly have the hots for her, you Jew, and all this stuff. And like, it's like, what? It's like, you clearly have the hots for my girlfriend and all that. I was like, say sorry. I'm sorry for nothing. It's like, no, I haven't done anything. I don't have the hots for her. But stop glaring at her. You're making her uncomfortable. That's not true. It's like, well, maybe you should say sorry to her because maybe your boyfriend should say sorry to you because he seems to like making out with other redheads and some redhead in the hallway. He's like, what? Ooh, it's like, I thought you were done with her. No, I didn't. It's like, I didn't. Fableman, you're dead. It's like, what? Well, you gotta stop cheating and all that. It's like, you're dead. Punches him in the face. Like, you tell her, and it's just a vicious fucking punch. It's like, see you, Fableman, I'll fucking kill you. You better tell her. You tell her anything. If you ever do that again, I will kill you. Yeah, I'm gonna make your life live me out. Yeah, Fableman punched him. You go and tell her that it was bullshit, it was a lie. You tell her, you know. And he walks off and he's like, oh God. Walks home. He's like, I hate it here and all that. It's like, who done this to you? I don't know. I don't want to talk about it. It's like, who done this to you, Sammy? It's like, no, I don't want to talk about it. Like, his nose is bleeding. Who done it to you? Some boy. We got to report it. It's like, yeah, they're not going to do anything. We just want to know who done it to you. Nobody. If we didn't move, this wouldn't have happened and all that. It's like, why did this happen? And it's just a dramatic moment, and it's just done so well and realistically. Now, I've been bullied before, but not to that physical. Well, hopefully, touch fucking wood. Log cabin here. I've never been bullied to that extent, and I hope I don't plan to be either. Oh, the fundamentals of caring. I do actually. Yeah, yeah, sorry, it just popped up there. So, that happens, he goes into school, and he's like, yeah, walks up to her in the library, he's like, yeah, so basically I have, you know, I was lying, I was trying to be funny, and, you know, it's just horrible and stuff. It's like, yeah, so you weren't lying. He's like, yeah, but, so you weren't, no, you weren't told to say this? It's like, no, I promise you. And earlier on, he's like, you better say it. I was like, yeah, I was trying to be funny, I'm sorry. He's like, yeah, you know, that's not cool. I really loved him, you know that? Yeah. And then she goes to her friend, he's Jewish, and she's like, really? And he's like, yeah. And then this girl ends up dating him, and by the way, this girl, beautiful. Hold on, one sec. Make sure she's of age. Sorry. Holy shit. Holy fucking shit. My phone's at 4%. Yeah, Chloe East played Monica. So it was like, Monica dumped me. Oh, she's 21 and she is beautiful. Oh. She's married. She's married! She's younger than me, bro. The fuck? Why is she married? Like, there's no harm in that, I guess. She should be married to me, but anyway. No, I'm joking. Anyway, just watch me and working with her in the future. Anyway, what was I gonna say? So yeah, so then we get this whole moment where she's like, "Oh, you don't say." It's like, "So I want to come over and it's like, I'm a big Jesus freak. Really? Do you want to come over and be? Yeah, I think it's hot." It's like, "Okay, you want to come over and be a Jesus freak with me, and I can put the good word of Jesus into your mouth and all that." It's like, okay. It's like, yeah, see you later. So then the meet was like, okay, come on in, come on. It's like, hi, nice to meet you, Sammy. To go upstairs. Like, okay, hi, let's go. So we're gonna pray, and like she starts being all like flirty and shit, and like, oh, let's do this, do this and hug. And it's like, come on, and they're just about to kiss. Like, yeah, whatever. Let's pray. Dear God, this is great. Feel Jesus. Do you feel him? It's like, yeah, feel the Lord. Feel him. It's amazing. It's like, yeah, this is awesome. Yeah, feel Jesus. He is here. He's in you. It's like, yeah, it's awesome. Feel him. Ha. And then they start making out, getting on the bed and making out. It's like, let's do it, whatever. Father comes in, like, oh, shit, hi. It's like, hi, yeah, we're just here later. And then they're walking in school, like, yeah. And they're like, Fablemans. Like, yeah, leave him alone or whatever. It's like, yeah, come to my house later. And they're holding hands and kissing. It's like, yeah. Oh, two freaks. It's like, don't mind her. See you later, and they're kissing. And then it's a cute relationship. Why is she married? Sorry. But yeah, no, jokes aside, it's a very cute relationship. And there's a great moment, like, they go home to the house, like, oh, this is Monica, nice to meet you. And there's a great dinner scene, like, oh, he's a filmmaker. Oh, he's great, yeah. I think you should do filmmaking. I think you should do something else. It's a hobby. Can we please stop talking to me like we're not here? I think you should do this. So what your parents do, Monica? I don't know. Oh, that's great. Yeah. There's this thing coming up soon. You do realize that? It's like, really? Yeah, there's this thing. It's like ditch day where you can go and record things. It's amazing. Well done for remembering that, But really, it's like, I don't want to go. Yeah, you can, please. You gotta go. Please, you gotta go. My dad can give you his camera. It's like, okay, let's do it. So then they end up going, it's like, Fableman, and they end up going around like, oh, let's go this way. It's like, that's it, yeah. And then they end up videoing it, and it's like everyone's just playing volleyball and doing all this different shit, and then they're pouring yogurt on them and all this other kind of crazy shit, and they're just having fun as teenagers, going around like, Fableman, and jumping up, and he falls down, the asshole falls down on his towel and all this other shit. So they do that. It's like, oh, that's great. And he looks over the footage and he's editing it, and he's going to screen it at prom. So more of the family drama happens, like, oh, I love Benny and all this shit that I've already talked about. And I love the relationship between him and Monica. I thought it was really cute, actually. But what was I going to say? Then we get to that moment where they go to prom. It's like, oh, this is great, I got you this necklace. It's like, oh, thank you, Sammy, that's awesome. They put it on. It's like, yeah, the kiss, to go in. It's like, oh, let's go. It's like, Fableman, you idiot. It's like, oh, whatever. And then they're dancing. It's like, yeah, this is awesome, you want to do this? Yeah, you like this song? It's like, yeah, I was thinking I'm gonna get a job here. It's like, yeah, I want you to come with me. I want to go here. I'm going to go on to colleges, because they're like, I want to apply to this college. I want to go here. I want to go to film school. I want to do all this stuff. It's like, you can come with me. He's like, no, I don't want to just do it from your dreams. Like, please, I love you and all this. Like, no, don't, Sammy, I don't even know you and all this. It's like, please, I love you. I need to be with you and all this other shit. It's like, no, come on, please. It's like, no, I can't. Sammy, you can't just do stuff. You can't just throw that on me. It's like, what? It's like, no, you can't just throw it on me. It's like, here, have your necklace back. I barely wore it anyway. It's like, wait, are you breaking up with me? It's like, yeah. It's like, come on. So Fableman, like, everyone, prepare for Sammy Fableman. He wants everyone gather around. Sammy Fableman's going to show his movie. It's like, Fableman, and they trip him up like a head. So they put on the projector, and you get this great moment. It's like, yeah, and then it's showing the entire movie again that they shot there. It's like, yeah, and everyone's laughing, and then getting embarrassed, being like, oh shit. And then he's having like shots of seagulls, and then, you know, cuts to an edit of like yogurt falling into people's mouths and other things, and it makes it look like bored shit, which is proves the power of filmmaking magic, movie making magic. And they're like, oh, and they're laughing and crying, and she's kind of like laughing, and it's cutting back, and they're seeing everyone's reaction, which is a powerful, realistic scene. And it's cutting back and forth, and he's like, no, 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 and the kid's getting there, and then he makes the guy, the bully, look like a complete hero, and like he's doing all that, and people are loving him, and the girls love him, because that earlier on the girls are running after him, they're kissing him, and they're doing the limbo thing. They're doing that earlier on in the film. You see them in the video and all that, and it's all goes like, I'm gonna get him, I'm gonna get him. The film's always like, yeah, no, you're awesome. It's like, okay, stay away from me, okay. And then the girl kisses him, and then Fableman turns it off, and then Monica's looking for him. He runs out, and then you get a fucking powerful scene. Now, you're gonna hear me say that a lot, between Sammy and the bully. You get a powerful scene where it's like, Fableman, and he runs after him. He's like, what's happening? It's like, why would you do that, Fableman? It's like, why would you do that? And all that. It's like, what? Why would you do that? What? In the movie, why did you make me look like that? What, like the hero? You made me look like some sort of goddamn hero. Some gold thing. I've been nothing but an asshole to you. A prick. You suck. I'm gonna kick your ass. Like, seriously? That's what you want to do? Okay? Yeah. Why would you do that? Because the movie, that's the way movies are. Don't be a smart ass. Why would you do that? And he's like, you know what? I done it because I just wanted you to like me. You have been nothing but an asshole to me. You have been a fucking asshole, and I have done nothing to you. You pick on me because I'm Jewish, you fucking anti-Semitic prick! On all this. And it's just like, holy shit. Or you anti-Semitic prick. Doesn't say fucking. And it's amazing. It's like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? And then the bully just starts breaking down, crying. And it is so fucking powerful. It is like, holy shit. Why would you do that? And he sits down and is like, I don't know. Fableman's like, look, I don't know. That's what I want to do. I can't do it. Whatever. It's like, whatever. And he's like, Fableman, you know, it happens. And then eventually the other bully goes, Fableman! He runs and then just, boom! Knocks the fuck. Like, what the fuck? Why would you do that, man? It's like, yeah, stay away, man. Get the hell away from him. Idiot. Dumbass. It's like, okay, whatever. Runs away. I'll get you, man. I'll get you. Runs off. So why'd you do that? You tell anyone that I was crying, I will. It's like, I will kill you. It's like, of course I won't. Unless I make a movie about it, which I'm not going to do. It's like, okay. He's like, why would you do that? It's like, okay, just want to smoke? It's like, no, not really. Okay, cool. Start smoking. It's like, why'd you do that? It's like, it'll all be okay. You'll get with her. It'll be fine. It's like, yeah, I'm sorry about that. It's like, yeah, cool. And he's like, life isn't like the movies, Fableman. He walks off. He's like, see you around, Fableman. It's like, life isn't like the movies, Fableman. It's like, yeah, I know. But in the end, you got the girl, and he goes like that, and he goes like that. And it's actually a nice moment. Redeems that asshole character. That they all have issues, and there's obviously a reason why they're being an asshole. But it's not everything I wanted to talk about. I could go on for hours, because this movie's brilliant. It's a masterpiece. I love this film. I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10 anyway. Even though I have those little few issues with Michelle Williams, I can overlook that. Because the film is brilliant. It's a masterpiece. Spielberg's masterpiece. It's a 10 out of 10. One of my favourite movies last year. That was my movie review of the Fablemans. I can't fucking say the title for some reason. I also love how the opening credits pop up like just a regular old style presents and the Fablemans. And I also like the E1 logo and the emblem logo. Fablemans, like the title at the start. So yeah, that was my movie review of the Fableman. I'll see you guys later.